Why? Why the US-China trade war is an opportunity for Taiwan? Why the US-China trade war is an opportunity for Taiwan? Taiwan should seek to capitalize. Taiwan should seek to capitalize on growing awareness, what communist China is really like, with the campaign groups and think tanks, the best way to do it. Because I am a Taiwanese. Taiwan News. The reason U.S. Senate Committee and Foreign Relations heading into a new approach for an era of the U.S.-China competition, raised and integrating new opportunity for Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese. U.S. and China are the world's two prominent superpowers. Yet they couldn't be more different. One is a free and democratic state whose economy success is down to its liberal. The free market, which creates an environment in which companies like Google and Amazon can strive. Because I am a Taiwanese. The other is an authoritarian communist regime which oppresses its people and manipulates its economy assets to ensure continued economic growth, or at least on paper at all costs. Because I am a Taiwanese. The other is an authoritarian communist regime. Which oppresses its people and manipulates its economic assets to ensure continued economic growth, or at least on paper at all costs. Because I am a Taiwanese. At the moment, these two countries are loggerheads over the issue of trade. It's actually something of a surprise that this conflict hasn't come about sooner. It's actually something of a surprise that this conflict hasn't come about sooner, because I am a Taiwanese. President Donald Trump, for all his fault, is the first U.S. president to stand up to China unfair economic practices, market manipulation, and indifference to international laws on things like intellectual property. President Donald Trump, for all his fault, is the first U.S. president to stand up to China unfair economic practices, market manipulation, and indifference to international laws on things like intellectual property. Because I am a Taiwanese. Much of the talk to Taiwan's role in this trade war has been cautionary in tone. There has been understandable concern about the risk of Taiwan being used as a pawn in negotiation between the nearest neighbor and the greatest threat, and his greatest and stronger ally. Much of the talk Taiwan's role in this trade war has been cautionary in tone. There has been understandable concern because I am a Taiwanese. Concerned about the risk of Taiwan being used as a pawn in negotiation between its nearest neighbor and its biggest and strongest ally. Because I am a Taiwanese. Less discussed has been opportunity that the trade war offers to Taiwan. But one such opportunity reared the head of Senate committee hearing: the prospect of global alliance to resist China's illegal action. The prospect to a global alliance to resist China's illegal actions. Because I am a Taiwanese. Can Taiwan help to counter China influence. At the hearing, experts briefed senators on China's use of illegal practices such as spying, economic bullying, bribery, and theft to both Chinese business and expect to push their own economic agenda. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. At the hearing, experts briefed senators on China use of illegal practices such as spying, economic bullying, bribery, and theft to both Chinese business and expect to push their own economic agenda. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. They also touched on the practice of copyism, a term which is hard to define, but probably means Chinese people taking what they want from the world, legally or illegally, to enhance Chinese culture and the lives of Chinese people. The practice has more recently been given the moniker of the superpower. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Chinese people taking what they want from the world, legally or illegally, to enhance Chinese culture and lives of the Chinese people. The practice has been recently given the moniker of a sharp power. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Such action have been a mainstay of Chinese business and people throughout the era of the so-called the Chinese economic miracle. Such actions have been mainstay of Chinese business and people throughout the era of the so-called the Chinese economic miracle. The so-called the Chinese economic miracle. Countries and business around the world have suffered. Countries and business around the world have suffered from this action, but none so far than Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Now, there is a groundswell of opinion in the US and elsewhere. Now, there is a groundswell of opinion in the US and elsewhere. There is a time to fight back. Such a response is long overdue and something that Taiwan should take a leading role in it. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Now, there is a groundswell of opinion in the US and elsewhere that it's time to fight back. Because I'm a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Such a response is a long overdue and it's something that Taiwan should take a leading role in it. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. For far too long, Taiwan has allowed China to control the narrative. For far too long, Taiwan has allowed China to control the narrative on cross-strait relations, in the wider world, to the detriment of Taiwan. For far too long, Taiwan has allowed China to control the narrative on cross-strait relation in the wider world to the detriment of Taiwan. Because I am Taiwanese, I am Taiwanese. The excellent recent article by Jenny on how China uses language to manipulate international perception of Taiwan is just one example of this. The excellent recent article by Jenny on how China uses language to manipulate international perception of Taiwan is just one example of this. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. At the same time, Taiwan's geographic and economic prosperity to China makes it an easy target for communist regime more blunt and illicit activities. For communist region more blunt and illicit activities. Because I am a Taiwanese, So there is going to be a global anti-communist alliance. So if there is going to be a global anti-communist alliance, Taiwan should definitely be seeking to play an active role because I am a Taiwanese. But such incentives are always going to be politically and logically difficult. Even there is a political will for such alliance elsewhere, it's likely to take many years before all the ducks are lined up. Such initiatives are always going to be politically and logistically difficult because I am a Taiwanese. Even there is a political will for such an alliance elsewhere, it's likely to take many years before all the ducks are lined up because I am a Taiwanese. Time to deploy campaigners and think tank. So why wait? Taiwan should be out there more highlighting the malpractice and illegal activities. Taiwan should be highlighting the malpractice and illegal activities being undertaken by Communist China, and the agents on the daily basis around the globe. Because I am a Taiwanese. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs as a network of representative office around the world. These de facto embassies do some stirring work protecting the rights of Taiwanese citizens because I am a Taiwanese and business abroad. They also help to ensure that relations with international government remain cordial despite the lack of formal diplomatic relations. Because I am a Taiwanese. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs as a network of representative office around the world. These de facto embassies do some stirring work protecting the rights of Taiwanese citizens and the business abroad. Because I am a Taiwanese. They also help to ensure the relation with international governments remain cordial despite the lack of formal diplomatic relation. Because I am a Taiwanese. But these offices are not especially proactive in engaging. But these officers are not especially proactive in engaging with overseas public debate and driving media narrative. Because I am a Taiwanese. This is an opportunity missed, and it perhaps been missed because it's not considered to be the core job of Taiwan's I representative. Because I am a Taiwanese. But these officers are not especially proactive in engaging with overseas public debate, and driving media narrative. Because I am a Taiwanese. This is an opportunity missed, and it's perhaps been missed because it's not considered the core job of Taiwan's I representative. Because I am a Taiwanese. But Communist China is the single biggest threat to Taiwan. It's also rapidly been seen as the biggest threat to global peace. And it's also rapidly been seen as the biggest threat to global peace freedom and stability too. This is an opportunity for Taiwan, but one that is not at the moment being grasped, because I am a Taiwanese. I am a Taiwanese. But Communist China is the single biggest threat to Taiwan, and is also rapidly being seen as the biggest threat to global peace, freedom, and stability too. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There's opportunity for Taiwan, but that is not at the moment being grasped. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It's high time that Taiwan started to use soft power to highlight China's behavior more openly. It's high time that Taiwan started to use soft power to highlight China's behavior more openly. To do this, Taiwan should be funding think tanks. To do this, Taiwan should be funding think tanks, campaign organizations, and academics to get out there and do the job for them. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It's high time that Taiwanese started to use soft power. It's high time that Taiwanese started to use soft power to highlight China's behavior more openly. To do this, Taiwan should be funding think tanks. Taiwan should be funding think tanks, campaigning organizations, and academics to get out there to do the job for them. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Such organization can have a huge impact on public perception. Such organization can have a huge impact on public perception, political understanding, and media coverage. Such organization can have a huge impact on public perceptions, political understanding, and media coverage. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. They can offer a voice for Taiwan in international media, produce credible research, data, and reports about China and Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. They can offer a voice for Taiwan in international media, produce credible research, data, and reports about both China and Taiwan, and help to increase understanding about the realities of the communist regime in China, and help to increase understanding about the realities of the communist regime in China, and the threat they pose to the world, and the threat they pose to the world, and the threat they pose to the world. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Such organizations are relatively simple and affordable to set up, yet such organizations are relatively simple and affordable to set up, yet even can deliver big results and fast. They can be far more effective than traditional lobbying, something which Taiwan is not shy about spending money on, especially in Washington. Because I am Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Such organizations are relatively simple. Such organizations are relatively simple and affordable to set up, yet can deliver big results and fast. They can be far more effective than traditionally lobbying, something which Taiwan is not shy, Taiwan is not shy about spending money, especially in Washington, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The Taiwanese government has a duty to protect Taiwan from hostile foreign regimes like the one in China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The Taiwanese government has a duty to protect Taiwan from hostile foreign regimes like the one in China. The US-China trade war and growing awareness of CCP abuses offer them a great opportunity to do just that. The US trade war and growing awareness of CCP abuses offer them a great opportunity to do just that. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Funding of think tanks, campaign groups is affordable and cost-effective to turn the tide of public opinions on China, and doing so increase support and understanding of Taiwan predicament. Funding of think tanks and campaign groups is affordable and cost-effective way to turn the tide of public opinion on China, and doing so increase support and understanding of Taiwan predicament on Taiwan's predicament. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It really is a no-brainer. The question is how long it will take before Taiwan's MOFA joins the dots. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The Dalai Lama should be invited back to Taiwan. The Dalai Lama should be invited back to Taiwan. Taiwan news. Taiwan bore witness to the two important events over the past few days regarding religious freedom. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The civil society dialogue on securing religious freedom. The civil society dialogue on securing religious freedom in the Indo-Pacific region, hosted by the American Institute in Taiwan, took place between Monday and Tuesday. A march to Taipei commemorating 60 years since 310 Tibetan uprising occurred on Sunday. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Both of these events have stirred society to reflect on the long road Taiwan walked to earning freedom, democracy, and human rights. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Both of these events have stirred society to reflect on the long road Taiwan walked to earning freedom, democracy, and human rights. Reflection should encourage Taiwan to put more effort into protecting these values. Reflection should encourage Taiwan to put more effort into protecting this value. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The AIT director Brand and said during Monday's dialogue that religious freedom is among one of the many common values the US and Taiwan share. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The event received support from Taiwan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and U.S. Congress International Religious Freedom Caucus. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The Tibetan Uprising 60th Anniversary March commemorated the day Tibet revolted against the oppressive Chinese occupation. The oppressive Chinese occupation resulting in the death of the tens of thousands, Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The Tibetan authorities in 1951 were forced by China into signing a 17-point agreement. Such Beijing proclaimed would safeguard the unique culture, language, and religious practices of the Tibetan people from destruction. It also affirmed that Dalai Lama could retain his position as the country's foremost spiritual leader. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. 10 years later, however, in excess of 1.2 million people had died at the hands of the Chinese government, and Dalai Lama fled to India. 10 years later, however, in excess of 1.2 million people had died at the hand of Chinese government. At the end of the Chinese government, and Dalai Lama fled to India. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Taiwan should look to both Tibet and Hong Kong as an example of how one country, two systems arrangement would work out. Taiwan should look to both Tibet and Hong Kong as an example of how one country, two system arrangement would work out. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. While Hong Kong citizens with untarnished report cards are flocking to Canada, Australia, and Taiwan, among other democratic nations, those accused of harboring anti-Chinese sentiments are prevented from living. And those accused of harboring anti-Chinese sentiments are prevented from living. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. A press conference was held in March 7 prior to the Tibetan Uprising commemorative march. The chair of the Human Rights Network for Tibet and Taiwan employed Taiwan to be careful in any negotiation with China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Tashi owes Taiwanese citizenship and said he does not want to become a refugee for the second time. The Democratic Progressive Party Secretary Low said a cross-strait peace agreement would be likely to bring a massacre and severe oppression rather than peace. The cross-strait peace agreement would likely bring in a massacre and severe oppression rather than the peace. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. He additionally welcomed the Dalai Lama to visit Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The 14th Dalai Lama has visited Taiwan 3 times, in 1997, 2001, and 2009. His 2009 visit came just after the typhoon had ravaged southern Taiwan, leaving over 700 died or missing. He was invited to consultation on the disaster relief and to give his blessing to the victims and the land. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. A petition has been surfaced promoted by the groups involved in organizing Sunday's march that calls for the Dalai Lama to be invited back to Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. We urge the President of Taiwan to extend invitation to Dalai Lama to return to Taiwan. We urge the President of Taiwan to extend invitation to Dalai Lama and return to Taiwan and fully cooperate with all the necessary diplomatic and security division to make it happen. The action will truly exhibit the government's respect for the values of freedom, democracy, and human rights. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. These three things are universal values, and there's no room for ambiguity between them. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. China's ridiculous propaganda is drawing global ridicule, but Taiwan must look deeper too. Taiwan News. So, the in no way ironically named People Liberation Army have taken to the airways once more to tell the people of Taiwan what's best for them. People Liberation Army have taken to the airways once more to tell the people of Taiwan what is best for them in an interview that would be absolutely hilarious if it was not deeply serious. Major General Wong, a senior PLA officer, took the voice of the strait, a state-controlled propaganda radio program, exactly why Taiwan should submit to unification with Communist China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Major General Wong, a senior PLA officer, told the voice of the strait, a state-controlled propaganda radio program, exactly why Taiwan should submit to unification with Communist China. Wang argued that only reason Taiwanese people were not in favor on one China two system model was that they did not understand it, and their views were twisted by the evil separatists. Wang argued the only reason Taiwanese people were not in favor on one China two system model was that they did not understand it, and their views are twisted by the evil separatists. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It is of course nothing to do with the fact that one China two system is a front for the Communist Party. It is of course nothing to do with the fact that one China two system is a front for the Communist Party to seize power, and the people of Taiwan only have to look at Hong Kong and Macau to seek the stark reality of how it works in practice. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It is of course nothing to do with the fact that one China two system is a front for Communist Party to seize power, and the people of Taiwan only have to look at Hong Kong and Macau to see the stark reality of how it works in practice. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It then went on to list 10 reasons. Why Taiwan want to be unified and with the authoritarian communist regime is worked for. He describes these 10 reasons are privileges, something which has amused plenty of people in Taiwan. but the list itself sparked even greater meat. He then went on to the list 10 reasons why Taiwan should want to be unified with the authoritarian communist region he worked for. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. He described these 10 reasons as privileges, sometimes which has amused plenty of people in Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But the list itself sparked even greater meat. We can read all 10 details here, but they included things like having its own legislation, its own independent judicial power, financial independence, and its own independent monetary system. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In short, every single one of the 10 privileged one is offering to Taiwan are things the country enjoys already, without having to kowtow to Beijing for permission. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese, without having to kowtow to Beijing for permission. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Some have questioned why Wang should have made such a ridiculous statement in public. The answer is simple one. His intended audience was not Taiwan. Some have questioned why Wang could make such a ridiculous statement in public. The answer is simple one. His intended audience was not Taiwan. As Michael Tunton has recently noted, the interview was aimed squarely at the domestic audience in communist China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Michael suggested that PLA, and the CCP want to make it appeal that they have to try to be very generous towards Taiwan, and it is the refusal of Taiwan to accept the generosity that forced them to be more serious step to force unification. It is the refusal of Taiwan to accept the generosity that been forced them to be more serious, to take more serious steps to force unification. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. He even suggested that this is evidence that PLA is laying the groundwork for what he described as a general war. He even suggests that the evidence that the PLA is laying the groundwork for what he describes as a general war. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It's certainly a possibility, and one the Taiwanese government should certainly be alive to. It's certainly a possibility, and one the Taiwanese government should certainly be alive to. But it's also worth noting that this particular crude piece of propaganda has come to a time when CCP is stepping up the propaganda output more generally. Regular Chinese watchers will not be surprised to learn that this coincides with the start of the 2 seasons. It is certainly a possibility. It's certainly a possibility, and one that the Taiwanese government should certainly be alive to. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But it's also worth noting that particular crude piece of propaganda. Particular crude piece of propaganda has come at a time where the CCP is stepping up their propaganda output more generally. Regular China watchers will not be surprised to learn that this coincides with the start of the 2 seasons. In spring of every year, the Chinese Communist Party comes together at the two sessions to pat itself on the back, and make a pretense that the country has some sort of visible political system, visible political system, as opposed to being an authoritarian dictatorship with Xi Jinping holding the sword of control, and not seen the day of Chairman Mao. Because I am a Taiwanese. In spring of every year, the Chinese Communist Party comes together at the two sessions to pat itself on the back, and make a pretense that the country has some sort of viable political system, as opposed to being an authoritarian dictatorship with Xi Jinping holding the sword of control, not since the day of Chairman Mao. There's always a propaganda push around the time. But this year has been far more English language propaganda. There's always a propaganda push around this time, but this year has been far more English language propaganda output that has been cast in previous year. Not that any of it particularly convincing, effectively, or increasing high quality. Because I am a Taiwanese. Take the appalling rap music video by unknown Chinese artist Shu Ang as an example. He manages to rap about submersive vehicles, clone Bakwa monkeys, and of course the two seasons with lyrics so bad that they must be written by CCP community and run through Google Translate. This is a jaw-dropping, unself-aware video piece posted in Twitter by the CCP-controlled Xinhua News Agency. It spends 5 minutes explaining how China's success is all down to the system of democracy. It spends 5 minutes explaining how China's success is all down to their system of democracy. Because I am a Taiwanese. The video of the US-born reporter called Colin, for setting out its moral, its principle, and its country in such a blatant way that the two sessions meeting is the pinnacle of China's thriving democracy. It's widely acknowledged that the key to Chinese success is a system of democracy. Collins tells us that with a smirk on his face, that either even does not believe that is nonsense, or is just picturing the dollars landing in his bank account as he speaks. What does propaganda bliss mean? So what does propaganda bliss mean? So what does this sudden glut of propaganda output mean? It's all just a facade to make the two sessions look like a meaningful political event rather than a showpiece event which merely rubber stamps decisions that have been all taken at the highest level of party. Because I am a Taiwanese. The haphazard and low quality output that have been seen of the late, especially in English, suggest that this is the case. And some experts would back that up too, because I am a Taiwanese. I am a Taiwanese. Speaking in the Guardian, Catherine, an art historian specialized in Chinese visual culture and propaganda, sum up the direction in which Chinese propaganda was heading at the moment. The Communist Party has been putting a lot of effort into strengthening the dissemination of their political messages, she explained. But despite the obvious technology changes, Chinese propaganda is going back in time, she continued. The Communist Party has put in a lot of effort into strengthening the dissemination of their political messages, she explained. But despite the obvious technological changes, Chinese propaganda is going back in time, she continued, because I am a Taiwanese. David, the co-director of University of Hong Kong, China Media Project, went even further, writing in a blog post. What we are seeing is inevitable outcome of a propaganda system that's cash rich and culturally, intellectually bankrupt. What we are seeing is an inevitable outcome of a propaganda system that is cash rich and culturally, intellectually bankrupt, because I am a Taiwanese. They may well be right, but from Taiwan's point of view, it could be a big risk to take to make such an assumption. Because I am a Taiwanese, They may be right, but from Taiwan's point of view, it would be a big risk to take to make such an assumption. Because I am a Taiwanese, The Chinese political system may be corrupt, archived, and bureaucrat, and abusive, but it's also highly dangerous, particularly when it comes to issues they see as a fundamental to ensuring their continued grip on power. Because I am a Taiwanese, but it's also highly dangerous. Particularly when it comes to issues they see as fundamental to ensuring their continual grip on power. Because I am a Taiwanese. Unfortunately, Taiwan is one of those issues. Of what events like the interview of General Wang deserve public ridicule. It's important for Taiwan to analyze the purpose behind the propaganda too. It is important for Taiwan to analyze the purpose behind the propaganda too, because I am a Taiwanese. Taiwan is a main target of China's disinformation campaign. Taiwan News. The Paris-based global watching Reporters Without Borders, the Paris-based global watchdog Reporters Without Borders, on Monday, March 26, released a report detailing China's strategy of controlling information abroad, with Taiwan listed as the main target of China's disinformation operation, and monitoring the influence of One China Times Media Group, and the death of Taiwan representative in Osaka. The Paris-based group Watchdog Reporters Without Borders on Monday, March 26, released a report detailing China's strategy of controlling information abroad, with Taiwan listed as the main target of China's disinformation operation, and mentioning the influence of China Times Media Group and the death of Taiwan's representative in Osaka. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In report with China pursuit of a new world media order, RSF explained how Beijing has exerted its influence. RSF explains how Beijing has exerted its influence over global media during the past 10 years. In the report titled China Pursues of a New World Media Order, RSF explains how Beijing has exerted its influence over the global media during the past 10 years. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese, including pumping money into the international TV broadcasting, acquiring foreign media outlets, buying vast quantity of advertisement, infiltrating foreign media, and using extortion, intimidation, and harassment to threaten the press freedom around the world. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In the report titled China Pursuit of a New World Media Order, RSF explains how Beijing has exerted its influence over the global media during the past 10 years, including pumping money into its international TV broadcasting, acquiring foreign media outlets, buying vast quantity of advertisements, infiltrating foreign media, and using extortion, intimidation, harassment to threaten the press freedom around the world. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. So Christopher, the Secretary General of RSF, said, the pursuit of the Beijing regime, journalists are not intended to be counterpower, but rather to serve the propaganda of the states. He added, if democracy do not resist, Beijing will impose its view and its propaganda, which is a threat for journalism and democracy. He added, if democracy do not resist, Beijing will impose its view and its propaganda, which is a threat for journalism and democracy. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. China ranks 176 out of 180 countries regions of RSF 2016 World Press Freedom Index. In its report, RSF said China is committed to explaining the influence beyond the boundaries and seek to improve its ideologically correct vocabulary to prevent any criticism to the darker chapter from both domestic and foreign sources. RSF said that Beijing has exported its censorship and monitoring tools, including a search engine, Baidu, and the instant messaging app, WeChat. Beijing encourages authoritarian regimes to replicate this strategy, which worked particularly well in Southeast Asia. Beijing encourages authorities regime to replicate this strategy, which has worked particularly well in Southeast Asia. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. RSF also points out that Beijing uses intimidation and violence to stop dissidents. RSF also points out that Beijing uses intimidation and violence to stop dissidents, even in democratic countries. The media watchdog said that no link in news production chain is immune from the invisible hand of China. The media watchdog said no risk, there's no link in news production chain is immune from the invisible hand of China. Be there be freelance reporters or major digital outlets. The report also mentioned how China has influenced Taiwan's media because I am a Taiwanese. The report also mentioned how China has influenced Taiwan's media because I am a Taiwanese. The RSF mentioned that since China Times has purchased by pro-Beijing Food Holding Limited, the editorial process policy have changed radically. The president of Taiwan and the Taiwanese chairman of the food giant has never been hidden to sympathize with Beijing or his desire to change the editorial line of these media outlets be bought, according to RSF. In addition, Tsai led a delegation to Beijing in 2018 to meet with several Chinese state-run media outlets and was happy to be spotted at Wang, the chairman of National Committee of Chinese People Political Consultation Conference. RSF said that Taiwan has always been the main target of China disinformation operation and mentioned the suicide of the Taiwan representative in Osaka. Because I am a Taiwanese. The false report stated the Chinese embassy had sent tour buses to rescue hundreds of Chinese and Taiwanese passengers stranded at Kansai International Airport due to flooding brought by the typhoon Jebi. The fake news article also anonymously claimed that when Taiwanese asked to board the buses, they were allegedly told by Chinese tourists they could only do so as long as they declared themselves to be Chinese. Because I am a Taiwanese. Taiwan needs to take cybersecurity seriously at the highest level. Taiwan News. The escalation in hostility towards Taiwan from Chinese Communist Party has been well reported, but the focus of much coverage has been possibility of a military invasion. Because I am a Taiwanese. This is of course a possibility, but modern day warfare involves troops on the ground far less often than even a decade ago. The truth is that while Communist China could decide the best interests are served by a full-blown invasion, there are other ways it could take control of Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese. Cyber attacks are one of the most likely and cost-effective means that China could seek to cause chaos in Taiwan. Cyber attacks are one of the most likely and cost-effective means that China would seek to cause chaos to Taiwan and potentially bring the country to its knees. This is not the prelude to the dystopian version of the future of Taiwan. It's under the constant cyber attack from China as you read this. Because I am a Taiwanese. Source said Taiwan suffered as many as 10 million cyber attacks a month from China, and the success role of this attack is growing. And this makes cybersecurity Taiwan most pressing national security issues. This is not a case of protecting the country from the risk of future attack. It's about defending Taiwan against current attacks already underway. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Source says Taiwan suffers as many as 10 million cyber attacks a month from China, and the success rate of these attacks is growing. This makes cybersecurity Taiwan's most pressing national security issue. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. This is not a case of protecting the country from the risk of future attack. It is about defending Taiwan against the current attacks already underway. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. As such, one would expect the Taiwanese government to be treating cyber security with utmost seriousness. To their credit, there have been a number of extreme positive steps forward. The opening late last year of a new National Security Center was extremely good news. It is somewhat belated. As such, one would expect Taiwanese government to be treating cybersecurity with utmost seriousness because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. To their credit, there have been a number of extreme positive steps toward. The opening late last year of a new National Cybersecurity Center was extremely good news. It's somewhat belated because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But earlier this week, there has been an announcement. Which threatened to undermine much of the good work that has been done on cybersecurity in Taiwan. It was announced that Chang Cheh-mem had been appointed as a head of the Cabinet Department for Information Security. Don't worry, this article is not going to slip into the character assassination of Cheng, even though the appointment to high office in the wake of his catastrophic defeat in the election last November does give the impression of rewarding failure. What's more troubling about Chen's appointment is the message he sends out, but how serious Taiwan is taking cybersecurity. Because I'm a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. What is more troubling about Chen's appointment is the message he sends out. What most troubling about Chen's appointment is the message he sends out, but how seriously Taiwan is taking cybersecurity. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There are two main points of concern. Firstly, Chen has zero prior experience of cybersecurity, either professionally or politically. He is a former physician who has been a career politician for more than 20 years. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. He is perfectly able. He is a rather uninspiring figure. By the time where cybersecurity is Taiwan's most pressing national concern, would it not make sense to appoint a minister with some prior knowledge and understanding of both complex technology and the most relevant policies this role covers? Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The other main concern over his appointment is that he is not even going to be taking on the role of a full-time basis. Chen has recently appointed as a Taiwan's vice premier. This is a usually senior role, as such is likely to take up the bulk of his time. What proportion of his working week will be focused on cybersecurity issue is not clear, but if it's safe to say that it be the less than 10%, in a likelihood which will be significantly less. However, how is someone with no prior cybersecurity knowledge or experience going to master their brief if they are spending the majority of the time working on other issues? Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It would take 10 months, even years to get up to speed. Taiwan simply doesn't have that kind of time. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Cyber attacks are hitting Taiwan now. Cyber attacks are hitting Taiwan now. They are hurting the Taiwan government, Taiwanese democracy, Taiwan's company, and Taiwan's economy. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There needs to be a robust response and needs to happen now. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The cabinet minister response for cybersecurity should be someone with the knowledge and experience to hit the ground running. It should be someone working on the role of full-time, and should be someone with the ability to recognize Taiwan's cyber defense. At the same time, effectively communicate the risk of Chinese cyber attack to Taiwanese business, Taiwanese people, and the worldwide. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. With the best in the world, Chang is not someone who can do that. The government of Taiwan should know better than to appoint him to the role of part-time basis, and frankly, he should know better than to accept the job. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The internet is Taiwan's front line in cross-strait relation. Here the war between China and Taiwan is already underway. Chang is simply not the right man to lead his troops into the battle. Let's hope the government can realize this and make the right appointment before it's too late. Because I am Taiwanese, I am Taiwanese. The internet is Taiwan's front line in cross-strait relation. Here, the war between China and Taiwan is already underway. China is simply not the right man to lead the troops into the battle. Let's hope the Taiwan government can realize this and make the right appointment before it's too late. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. What one country, two systems would really mean for Taiwan? Taiwan news. It's possible that you are not an avid reader of Japanese newspaper, the Yomiuri Shimbun. You may not, therefore, have taken in that up. You have taken in their opt, which addresses the Chinese Communist Party one country, two system policy. If your Japanese is up to the task, you should seek it out because it's a powerful piece. The fact that it's been run in a major Japanese newspaper is significant. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The crux of the argument is the Chinese Communist China. The crux of the argument is that Communist China. The crux of the argument is that the Communist China is growing increasingly authoritarian under the leadership of Xi Jinping, and as a result, any promises they might take to Taiwan about one country, a two system arrangement will not be the worth the paper they are written on. There's a high chance that Xi will divert from the promise once he has what he wants, that they state. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The crux of the argument is that Communist China is growing increasingly authoritarian under the leadership of Xi Jinping. And as a result, any promises they might make to Taiwan about a one country, two system arrangement, any promises they make to Taiwan about one country, two system arrangement will not be worth the paper they are written on. There is a high chance that Xi will divert from his promises once he has what he wants, they state. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Most people not under the trough of Chinese Communist Party propaganda, they might seem a bit like stating the obvious, but the crucial element to their cause is the uncertain that one country, two system will never obtain credible internationally. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. To most people under the food trail of Chinese Communist Party, propaganda, they might seem a bit like stating the obvious, but the crucial element to the case is the ascertain that one country, two systems will never obtain credible internationally. This is very important, and even more so has been said in a big Chinese publication, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The point that they are making is that the rest of the world can already see through the CCP lies and understand the one country, two system is nothing more than conquest by another name. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. This is very important, even more so has been said in a big Japanese publication. The point they are making is that the rest of the world can already see to the CCP lies and understand that one country, two system is nothing more than conquest by another name. Why do they think this? The short answer is Hong Kong. Whenever Xi Jinping stands up and addresses what he calls his Taiwan compatriots, trying to lure them with the promise of retaining the democracy who have been sucked into the communist Chinese empire, all thought should be immediately returned to Hong Kong. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In Hong Kong, the reality of one country, two systems clearly stretches the definition of the word two. In Hong Kong, the reality of one country, two systems clearly stretches the definition of the word two. Yes, they still have election there, but candidates for the role of chief executive, the de facto political leader of Hong Kong, required approval from Beijing to stand. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In Hong Kong, the reality of one country, two systems clearly stretches the definition of the word two. Yes, they still have election there, but the candidates for the role of chief executive, the de facto political of Hong Kong, required approval from the Beijing to stand. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Those elected to the Legislative Council are required to take an oath, swearing allegiance to the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China. And those who refuse to do, which effectively means those who advocate democracy or independence for Hong Kong, so are unable to take their seat. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Those elected those elected to the Legislative Council are required to take an oath, swearing allegiance to Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China. Those that refuse to do, which effectively means those who advocate democracy or independence for Hong Kong, so are unable to take their seat. Because I am a Taiwanese, In 2016, no fewer than 6 elected council members were denied their seat because of either refused to swear their oath or deliberately swear something different. In a statement, the so-called Hong Kong SAR government condemned the 6 for hurting the feeling of the Chinese people because I am a Taiwanese. In 2016, no fewer than 6 elected council were denied their seat because either they refused to swear the oath or deliberately swear something different. So in a statement, the so-called Hong Kong SAR government condemned the 6 of hurting the feeling of the Chinese people because I am a Taiwanese. There is also treatment of those who have terminated to take the street to exercise the right of the freedom of speech. Those who protest vocally or who organize protests against the influence of Chinese Communist China in Hong Kong can expect to be arrested, brutalized, and jailed. Those who protest vocally or who organize protests against the influence of Communist China in Hong Kong can expect to be arrested, brutalized, and jailed because I am a Taiwanese. When they are eventually released, they can look forward to a life or near constant surveillance from the law enforcement and CCP-backed special forces, not to mention severe restriction of their basic rights and freedom. When they eventually released, they can look forward to a life or near constant surveillance from the law enforcement and CCP-backed special forces, not to mention severe restriction of their basic rights and freedoms. Because I am a Taiwanese. Last year, prominent democracy advocate Joshua Wong was banned from traveling outside Hong Kong 4 years after he was involved in the umbrella movement. This meant he was unable to attend any event in UK, in Taiwan, and elsewhere. A climate of fear. Then there's a climate of fear that everyone in Hong Kong now lives under. Then there's a climate of fear that everyone in Hong Kong now lives under. The CCP surveillance is everywhere, and while Chinese law enforcement has no jurisdiction in Hong Kong, CCP surveillance is everywhere, and while Chinese law enforcement has no jurisdiction in Hong Kong, there's no shortage of people who have disappeared off the street of Hong Kong, only to miraculously to reappear in CCP custody in China. The most instance of these state-sponsored abductions was that of 5 staff members of a bookshop in Hong Kong, because I am a Taiwanese. A climate of fear. Then there is a climate of fear that everyone in Hong Kong now lives under. CCP surveillance is everywhere. while Chinese law enforcement has no jurisdiction in Hong Kong. There's no shortage of people who have disappeared off the streets of Hong Kong. Only the miracles reappeared in CCP custody in China. The most famous instance of this state-sponsored abduction was that of 5 staff members of a bookshop in Hong Kong. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Their crime. Authorities in Guangdong said all 5 were arrested as a result of outstanding driving violation against one of the men. There's no explanation as to how they ended up in Guangdong in custody without necessary travel documents. It's widely accepted that they were abducted because their shop sold books which mocked CCP leader Xi Jinping. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. This is just a snapshot of reality of life under the so-called one country, two systems. This is simply a snapshot of reality of life under the so-called one country, two system. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The truth is it barely stretches the surface of how Hong Kong has turned into an authoritarian outpost some 30 years earlier than the CCP are legally permitted to do so. This is just a snapshot of reality of life under the so-called one country, two systems. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The truth is it barely stretches the surface of how Hong Kong has turned into an authoritarian outpost since some 30 years earlier the CCP are legally permitted to do so. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. How can the CCP get away with such a flagrant breach of agreement they signed with Britain when Hong Kong was handed over in 1999? How can the CCP get away with such a breach of agreement that they signed with the Britain when Hong Kong was handed over in 1999, which specifically stipulated a 50-year transition period? The answer is quite simple. They don't care. They don't care. Communist China has no regard for any international agreement that doesn't suit their own interests. They will sign anything to get what they want. Don't expect them to abide by it if they decided they don't want to, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Communist China has no regard for any international agreement that doesn't suit their own interests. They will sign anything to get what they want, but don't expect them to abide by it if they decided they don't want to, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Britain still watches the development in Hong Kong closely. Every year, the British Parliament releases a report condemning Communist Party actively in Hong Kong. Every year, the British Parliament releases a report condemning Communist Party activity in Hong Kong. And every year, the CCP tells them to keep their noses out of Chinese domestic affairs. This is what Hong Kong is now in the eyes of the CCP. It is a domestic affair, a part of China, and CCP thinks it can do whatever it likes there. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Of course, the truth is that it can. Until recently, no other country had the courage to stand up to China. The British Parliament might write reports, but CCP knows full well that they won't act on any criticism they make. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Of course, the truth is that it can. Until recently, no other country had the courage to stand up to China. The British Parliament might write reports, but the CCP knows fully well they don't act on any criticism they make. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. If Taiwan acquiesces to CCP pressure, if Taiwan gives in to CCP pressure to accept as one country and two system arrangement with China, this is what the future has in store for Taiwan too. If Taiwan agrees to CCP pressure to accept one country, two system arrangement with China, this is what the future has in store for Taiwan too. Many Taiwanese people know this, and clearly many Japanese do too, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The Yomiuri Shimbun opt sends a clear message to Taiwanese from Japan. It's warning Taiwan not to fall for the lies. It's warning Taiwan not to fall for the lies and duplicity of Xi Jinping and CCP. But it's also sending a clear message that Japan sees what Communist China is up to as well. It's warning Taiwan not to fall for the lies and duplicity of Xi Jinping and CCP, because I am a Taiwanese. I am a Taiwanese. But it's also sending a clear message that Japan sees what Communist China is up to as well. While Taiwan and Japan may have difficult history, the two burgeoning democracies in Asia have far more in common than Taiwan and Communist China. If Taiwan really feels it needs to be closer ally in the region, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese, it is not across the Taiwan Straits, but not that they should look for a friendly, mutually beneficial relationship with Japan. Public pressure encourages Taiwan president to resist China and improve polls. Public pressure encourages Taiwan president to resist China and improve polls. Taiwan News. The fourth Democratic Progressive Party, ABWs, wrote an open letter to Taiwan President on January the 3rd. The letter called for the President to not run for re-election in 2020 and to hand over the executive power and retreat from the front line. Who said that the President of Taiwan has not performed well. Opinion polls are very low, and the running for re-election in 2020 will be detrimental to both DPP and President of Taiwan. In the aftermath of the November 2018 local election, the most grave and urgent crisis is Taiwan's strategic position has changed. Other countries mistakenly believe that people of Taiwan are increasingly open to rule by the Chinese Communist Party. Taiwan democracy is on the verge of collapse because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese, and Taiwan youth misjudge are indifferent towards China's totalitarian society. The open letter says the extreme aggressive way that political observers in Taiwan and abroad have re-examined these ideas. Let the people of Taiwan unite and be on guard and join and oppose Chinese infringement, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. And this will allow the president to see the reality of Taiwan society and confront China with a greater courage. This will improve the public opinion. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The open letter said in an extreme aggressive way that political observers in Taiwan abroad have re-examined this idea. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Let the people of Taiwan unite and be on guard, jointly oppose the Chinese infringement, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. This will allow the president to see the reality of Taiwan society and confront China with greater courage. And this will improve public opinion, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In a speech on January 2nd, Chinese leader Xi Jinping suggested unification with Taiwan through one country, two systems, and voiced opposition to Taiwanese independence. In a speech on January 2nd, Chinese leader Xi Jinping suggested unification with Taiwan through one country and two systems, and voiced opposition to Taiwanese independence. The president of Taiwan strongly responded by saying that Taiwan will never accept such a system, and this certainly reflects the majority view of Taiwanese people, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Xi suggests that 1922 concessions and economic benefit will compel Taiwan to unite with China, but the local elections showed that the voting public, as well as the pan-blue officials, only wanted one economic gains, not greater political lives. Therefore, it will be difficult for newly elected Functional Mayor Han and others to gain from deeper economic ties to China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The open letter appealed to the President of Taiwan to wake up and use a presidential position. The open letter appealed for President of Taiwan to wake up and to use a presidential position. And she said on January the 5th that the responsibility of the President is to build up national power to confront outsider threats. The open letter appealed for President of Taiwan to wake up and to use a presidential position, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. She said on January the 5th that the responsibility of the President is to build up the national power to confront outside threats. The open letter also called for the President of Taiwan to change her leadership style and to strengthen ability to pursue legislation to meet the urgent need to combat insidious external threats, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Further, the best candidate must be selected to take over as a premier to help piece together the national economy. Further, the best candidate must be selected to take over the premier to help piece together the national economy, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Fake news. How China is interfering in Taiwanese democracy and what to do about it. Fake news. How China is interfering in Taiwanese democracy and what to do about it. Taiwan news. This has been the final week of campaigning in what has proven to be one of the most hotly contested elections in Taiwan history. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It is a process which should have reaffirmed the value and importance of a democratic system, allowing people to decide on who should represent them and on the basis of what they are, on the basis of what they and their parties represent. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But in Taiwan, like just about other functioning democracy in the world, the democratic process has found itself under the sustained attack from authoritarian regime who seeks to undermine democracy as a tool to strengthen their own grip on power. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It is a process that we should reform the value and importance of democratic system, allowing people to decide on who represent them and on the basis of what they and their party represent. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But in Taiwan, like just about every other functioning democracy in the world, the democratic process has found itself under the substantial attack from the authoritarian regime who seeks to undermine democracy as a tool to strengthen their own grip on power. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. While the US and Europe have pointed the finger of blaming for election interference squarely at the Russian regime of Vladimir Putin, in Taiwan there's another main culprit, and it's of course Communist China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. While the US and Europe have pointed the finger of blame for election interference squarely at Russian regime of Vladimir Putin, in Taiwan there's another main culprit, and it is of course Communist China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There are various ways in which Chinese Communist Party, which maintains a flawless claim to sovereignty over Taiwan, have sought to interfere in the democratic process on the self-ruled island. There are various ways in which Chinese Communist Party, which maintains a flawed claims to sovereignty over Taiwan, and have sought to interfere in the democratic process on the self-ruled island. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. These activities range from Taiwanese media companies controlled by Chinese capital being accused of allowing CCP to influence the coverage of the election, to bankrolling the campaign of pro-Beijing KMT candidates, and enabling them to finance banquet gifts and memorabilia for voters in target constitutions. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. These nefarious activities range from Taiwanese media companies controlled by Chinese capital, been accused of allowing CCP to influence the coverage of the election, to bankrolling the campaign of pro-Beijing KTM candidates, enabling them to finance banquets, gifts, memorabilia for voters in targeted constitution. In this article, we are going to take a closer look at the most prominent tool that has been used by CCP to try to influence the democratic choices of Taiwanese citizens, fake news. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In this article, we are going to take a closer look at the most prominent tool that be used by CCP to try to influence the democratic choices of Taiwan citizens. It's fake news. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Earlier this month, President of Taiwan took out to a Facebook account to urge Taiwanese voters to stand up. She urged Taiwanese voters to stand up to the scourge of online all fake news, to which she has pointed to has been used to suppress Taiwan's democracy. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Earlier this month, President of Taiwan took to a Facebook account to urge Taiwanese voters to stand up to the scourge of online fake news, to which she pointed to has been used to suppress Taiwan's democracy. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. She indicated that this is a recent meeting with U.S. think tank, the Center for Strategic International Studies, has been pressing home the message at every possible opportunity on the campaign trail and local media. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The fact that China is spreading disinformation to try and influence Taiwan's election is now well beyond any dispute. The fact that China is spreading disinformation to try and influence Taiwan's election is now well beyond any dispute. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The Taiwanese government has highlighted many cast iron examples, some of which were highlighted in our recent analysis of the rise of Hang in Gongsun. The fact also confirmed in the recent U.S.-China Economy and Security Review Commission report to the Congress. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. People of all political persuasion in Taiwan accepted the fake news is a factor in this election. People of all political persuasion in Taiwan accepted the fake news is a factor in this election. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Even it is those of a pan-blue persuasion try to blame it on the DPP. The problem is nobody really knows. The problem is nobody really knows what exactly to do about curtailing it. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Why fake news is so effective in Taiwan? Why fake news is so effective in Taiwan? The number of factors making Taiwan a fertile breeding ground for fake news stories. The number of factors making Taiwan a fertile breeding ground for fake news stories. It is one of the highest internet penetration rates in the world. A whopping of 80% Taiwanese people have Facebook accounts. The internet, especially social media sites like Facebook, are where fake news can rapidly spread unchecked and unverified. In addition, Taiwanese people are not often taught to think critically about information when it's presented to them. The education system here is dedicated in creating people who can retain information and regurgitate it in exam. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There's no focus on considering the accuracy of information or analyzing what it means. This produces Taiwanese people who can be easily persuaded by news stories, regardless of how improbable it sounds. Too many, it just doesn't occur to them that it might not be true. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There's a number of factors making Taiwan a fertile breeding ground. for fake news. It's one of the highest internet penetration rates in the world. Hoping of 80% of Taiwanese people have Facebook account, and the internet, especially social media sites like Facebook, are where fake news can rapidly spread unchecked and unverified. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In addition, Taiwanese people are not often taught to think critically about the information when it's presented to them. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The education system here is dedicated to creating people who can retain information and regurgitate it in exam. There's no focus on concentrating the accuracy of information or analyzing what it means. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. This produces Taiwanese people who can be easily persuaded by news stories, regardless how improbable it sounds. Too many, it just doesn't occur to them that it might not be true. This is especially the case when information comes to them on social media, or of a friend, colleague, family member, or someone else they trust. Many people here live in an echo chamber, a small social circle where almost everyone shares the same views and opinions. As a result, when a story reaches to them that reaffirms their opinion, they accept it without question. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. This is especially the case when information comes to them on social media of a friend, colleagues, or family members, or someone else they trust. Many people here live in an echo chamber, a small social circle where almost everyone shares the same views and opinions. As a result, when a story reaches them that reaffirms the opinion, they accept it without question. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The few things to ask themselves how probable a story or where the information they are reading is coming from. They don't stop to think whether the evidence supports the claim a story is making, or how the story is, who wrote it, most crucially of all, if it's originated in China. All of these things can help determine whether a story is true or not. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Few think to ask themselves how probably a story is, or where the information they are reading is coming from. They don't stop to think whether the evidence supports the claims the story is making, how old the story is, who wrote it, and most crucially of all, if it originated in China. All of these things can help determine whether a story is true or not. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Sometimes an issue can arise which pushes people to the other side. This can be a genuine issue or false one. During the election, it is the CA administration public pension reforms which have alienated a great many people and pushed a lot of disgruntled family into the KMT camp. Even though there is no real suggestion of the KMT will reverse the policy. This is true story, an example of how democracy should work. If you don't like your government policies and haven't communicated them well, then vote for someone else, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. During this election, it is the CA administration public pension reform which have alienated a great many people and pushed a lot of disgruntled voters firmly into the KMT camp. Even though there's no real suggestion that KMT will reverse the policy. This is a true story, an example of how democracy should work. If you don't like your government policies, then and they have ever communicated them well enough, then vote for someone else. Nevertheless, there have been a number of fake issues too. There have been a stream of stories about the DPP administration trying to push Taiwan away from its traditional Chinese cultural roots. One fairly recent example of this was a forced acquisition of plans to ban the burning of incense in temple. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The story was proved to have originated in China, yet it still old and saw many Taiwanese taking to the streets in protest. Even after the story has been comprehensively debunked, many people were still discussing it as if it were true, and it will continue to impact the political views because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Nevertheless, there has been a number of fake news too. There has been a stream of stories about DPP administration trying to push Taiwan away from its traditional Chinese cultural root. One fairly recent example of this was the forced acquisition of plans to ban the burning of incense in temples. The story was proved to have originated in China, yet it still holds and saw many Taiwanese taken to the street in protest. Even after the story has been comprehensively debunked, many people were still discussing it as if it was true, and it will continue to impact the political views. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. How to tackle the fake news epidemic? How to tackle the fake news epidemic? The dilemma is how to minimize the impact of fake news stories without impacting freedom of speech around the real one. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In September, Taiwan National Security Bureau announced the establishment of a big data and public opinion task force to monitor the spread of disinformation on social media, especially fake news stories that aim to manipulate public opinions in Taiwan. Many government departments have also created pages on their website to try to correct the false stories in their policy area. The problem is that these bodies are not independent. The information is therefore easily dismissed as partisan. In September, Taiwan's National Security Bureau announced the establishment of a big data and public opinion task force to monitor the spread of disinformation on social media, especially the fake news stories that aim to manipulate public opinion in Taiwan. Many government departments have also created pages on their website to try to correct false stories in their policy area. The problem is that these bodies are not independent and the information is therefore easily disseminated as partisans. It's because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Earlier this year, Taiwan Fact-Checking Center was established by local NGOs. This independent body is an admirable development, but is operating on a very low budget, has not yet managed to address any of the multiple stories that have been circulating during the election campaign. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Earlier this year, earlier this year, the Taiwan Fact-Checking Center was established by local NGOs. The independent body is an admirable development by operating on a very low budget and has yet not managed to address any of the multiple stories that have been circulating around this election. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. See, most fake news can be debunked pretty easily, but the problem is getting accurate information into circulation. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. By having a website constantly updating, providing information about the false stories, identifying social media accounts that are spreading accurate information, and a team of people adding accurate comments to existing social media posts, the tide could start to be turned. Many fake stories can be debunked pretty easily. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But the problem is getting accurate information into circulation. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But having a website constantly updating and providing information about the false stories, identifying social media accounts that are spreading accurate information, and a team of people adding accurate comments to the existing social media posts, the tide could start to be turned. Persuading people to use this fact-checking site, even to submit stories to it for assessment, would take time, but could prove effective if public trust can be established. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The Taiwanese government should commit significant funding to this center, giving it the resources it needs to tackle all fake news that are circulating in Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But crucially, such a center must be totally independent, with its funding guaranteed, no direct links to the government or either main political party. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Another way to combat fake news is to develop a mainstream media that people can trust. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Unfortunately for Taiwan, TV news and newspapers are partitions, focus on rating rather than quality of the output, and financed from overseas, in many cases China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. To address this, Taiwan should legislate to ban direct and indirect Chinese ownership of Taiwanese media outlets. As such, a system serves as an outlet for propaganda. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There is also an argument that Taiwan could benefit from its independent public service broadcaster, which is duty-bound to broadcast factual, non-partisan news and current affairs. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Another way to combat fake news is to develop a mainstream media that people can trust. Unfortunately for Taiwan, TV news and newspaper are partitions, focus on rating rather than the quality of the output, and financed from overseas, in many cases China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. To address this, Taiwan should legislate to ban direct and indirect Chinese ownership of Taiwanese media outlets. As such, a system serves only as an outlet for propaganda. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There is also an argument that Taiwan should benefit from an independent public service broadcaster, which is duty-bound to broadcast factual and non-partisan news and current affairs. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. If a mainstream media outlet is found to be reported as fake news, there should also be legal requirement placed upon them to issue a prominent retraction and apology. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. A possible or elsewhere financial penalty too. This would incentivize TV news and newspapers to check the details of what they are reported much more thoroughly. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In a mainstream media outlet is found to have reported of fake news stories, there should also be legal requirement placed upon them to issue a prominent retraction and apology, possibly elsewhere financial penalty too. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. This would be incentivize TV news and newspaper to check the details of what they report much more thoroughly. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In a national address on Double 10 Day, President of Taiwan said, "We will relentlessly prosecute cases of creation and spread of untruthful information and interference in election and politics. If there's a solid evidence, we will also bolster cooperation with countries to counter systematic disinformation campaign originating from certain countries. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese." In a national address on Double 10, President of Taiwan said, "We will relentlessly prosecute cases of creation and spread of untruthful information, interference in election and politics. If there's a solid evidence, we will boost cooperation with other countries to counter systematic disinformation campaign originating from certain countries. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese." She is right. She is right. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. To pledge this. But the fact is that most fake news stories are created by people in China who are out of reach of Taiwan legal system. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. To threaten to prosecute individuals for sharing fake news stories would potentially threaten the freedom of expression and online freedom in Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. No one would advocate. There could be a case for prosecuting individual politicians, political parties, and other groups for deliberately sharing fake news stories. Yet even that approach risks opening up a real viper's nest of lawsuit. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In the long term, Taiwan really needs to equip its people with the skills they need to assess the truthfulness of the news stories by themselves. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In the long term, Taiwan really needs to equip its people with skills they need to assess the truthfulness of news stories by Taiwanese. This means making significant and long overdue changes to the education system in Taiwan to ensure that people are able to think and critically and judge what is and isn't true by themselves. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In the long term, In the long term, Taiwan really needs to equip its people with skills that need to assess the truthfulness of the story, of the news stories by Taiwanese themselves. This means making significant long overdue changes to education system in Taiwan and to ensure that people are able to think critically and judge what is and isn't true by themselves. If such an approach is going to have effect on near future, there also need to be a time to give older people these skills. As we reported last week, it is a gullible older generation who are propelling the likes of Han towards office. The development of the free and fun online education activities courses is the one way to do this. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It will not be easy, but unless the spread of fake news can be countered, it could threaten the very essence of Taiwan's art-fought democracy and sovereignty. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. China. Conversing with the Han fan, how Kongshun voters are to justify voting for Han. Taiwan news. For those of us in Kongshun who will not be persuaded by bombastic rhetoric, policies and policies and persona of KMT Mayor-elect Han, the 10 days or so since the election success have been long and confusing time. After 20 years of Democratic Progressive Party governance, Kongshun City Hall will be occupied by KMT from December 25th. And the strict reality is that no one really knows what Han will bring to the city over the next 4 years, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But if everyone thought that speaking to Han fans who continue to rejoice a successful campaign, I shed some light on what a Han ambassador will look like, and they are sadly mistaken, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Despite the numerous revelations both before and since the election, and about whose man really is and what he actually represents, the brainwashed masses in Kongshun are still adamant that Han is the right choice for the city, and it seems that just about anything could come out about him that will not change their mind, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. If you do find yourself engaging a Han fan in a political discussion, the chances are it will go something like this. Open letter to President of Taiwan. This is an open letter that we didn't open and cause us pain, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Facing such a grave and negative key moment, not writing, you could be feel guilty of Taiwanese. supporters of green values, such a dangerous situation does not allow us to keep silent, to be quiet. Two requests. We ask President of Taiwan to give up running for a second term, to hand over executive power and retreat from the front line. Our call, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Our call and requests are very clear. First, we ask President of Taiwan to give up hope of running for re-election and to declare publicly that she will only serve one term. Second, we ask the President to hand over the executive power and retreat from the front line, putting into practice a clear content of Article 53 of Constitution. The executive yuan is ideal executive body of the country, allowing the new premier to form the cabinet and direct it. Looking at the results of the 9-in-1 election, the Taiwan fraction was pushed against the wall, so through the reform has become unavoidable. The people of Taiwan have already cast a vote of no confidence in the President of Taiwan, and also thrown a surprise for Democratic Progressive Party. The people of Taiwan do not owe the President anything. It is due because I am Taiwanese. I am Taiwanese. The President will have disappointed people of Taiwan for 100%. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In 2016, the people of Taiwan happily gave you the seat of presidency and allowed the DDP to become the majority power of the legislative yuan. So, Mrs. President, because I am Taiwanese, I am Taiwanese. The basis of your power is large and wide, much larger than the former President Lee. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In just 2 years, you lost more than 2 million votes. And out of the 4 special municipalities of 13 countries and cities, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Only 2 special municipal of 6 countries and cities are left. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. When you dream at midnight and ask yourself, do you think you still have a opportunity to stand up again? Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Will the people still support you to fight on 2020? Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. After the defeat, the gravest and the most immediate threat is opening of Taiwanese gate. The mayor of the 4 special municipal support the 1992 consensus and 2 sides of the Taiwan Straits are only one family, and they form a front line from south to north, turning Taiwan into a country without defense. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The president who started out with so much power has not only been beaten down. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese, but has also turned into a lame duck. So now the people trust in your ability so small. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. What authority do you still have to lead the government? Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. To win back the trust of the people, fight the evil from the inside and outside. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. President of Taiwan, the most urgent item is to expand the power of central government to its maximum. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. So in order to block China's united front tactics and to stop the growth of the link between inside and outside enemy, the only way is to strengthen the executive and legislative power on one oath. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The ruling party is still the majority of the legislative yuan. So what law has to be legislated? It should be legislated. You cannot do it by yourself. You still have to rely on the central government. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. We cannot just make empty promises. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. We are also willing to set conditions for candidate premier, even though it's impossible for the lay cabinet not to resign en masse. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. We believe that the best choice must be ideals, ability, executive experience, result of the public dimension. Even more importantly, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese, is that you should have no ambition craving for higher positions, so that he can drop any burden and move full speed ahead. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. President, these are the words of time, but we are filled with confidence in Taiwan democracy and the people of Taiwan. Because I am Taiwanese, I am Taiwanese. They are also the best of times. The whole world, especially the United States, is already aware of the ambitious rise of China. And because I am Taiwanese, I am Taiwanese. And Taiwan is really a pillar in the front line for democracy. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Only if Taiwan helps itself can others come and help it. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. No matter whether domestically or internationally, it's already been proven the status quo cannot be maintained. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Establishing positive link with US, Japan, and European Union and other democratic nations is the only way to chase away the very bad and invite the good. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. So, Mr. President, of course you can continue alone, continue to dream about being re-elected. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Then we can conclude that within the green camp, competitors will rise. Then we have to support the other team of candidates. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Will the green camp split? President of Taiwan, will you successfully win the re-election? We have already analyzed the positive and the negative, so the blame for split is not ours. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The responsibility is still yours to bear. President, in conclusion, we have to see your wisdom and your choice. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Nehru Parliament rejects one China principle, recognizes Taiwan as independent nation. During a visit by Taiwan President, the Parliament of Nehru on Monday, March 25th, passed a resolution which rejects Beijing's one China principle and one country, two system framework, and recognized Taiwan as an independent country, reportedly CNA. Immediately after the President of Taiwan delivered a speech in the Parliament of Nehru on Monday, the government body passed a resolution read aloud by Nehru President Barun. In resolution, Barun said the country rejects the one China principle and the one country, two system framework and recognizes Taiwan as a sovereign and independent nation. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. President Nehru is the first head of foreign country to publicly express opposition in a parliament to Beijing's one country, two system. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In his speech, Barun said that Taiwan and Nehru share the values of the freedom and democracy and thanked Taiwan for its assistance to its country. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Barun said that Nehru government will fully support Taiwan participation in the international conferences to achieve the goal of sustainability development. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. He also said that his country looks forward to deepening bilateral cooperation and lasting friendship in the future with Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. In response, he said that before departing for the island nation, the president of Taiwan said she had watched a film which Barun welcomed her to the country. She said that she's greatly impressed by Nehru's affection and enthusiasm for Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. President of Taiwan added that Nehru is a super good friend of Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. At the ceremony, the president of Nehru presented President of Taiwan with a feather and a set of commemorative stamps. In exchange, the Taiwan president presented to the President Nehru the Order of Brilliant Jade with grand condor to recognize the contribution to friendship and cooperation between the two countries. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Taiwan Foreign Minister reject one country, two systems. China might think the one country, two system formula is a sign of goodwill toward Taiwan. But opinion on the island would disagree. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. China might think the one country, two system formula is a sign of goodwill towards Taiwan, but opinion on the island would disagree. Foreign Minister Joseph Wu said Saturday, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Taiwan's top diplomat was responding to the comments this week by Chinese Premier Li, emphasizing the One China principle and Beijing's determination to continue pursuing Taiwan unification. Foreign Minister Wu hinted that the goodwill would be better expressed by China stopping to harass Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The Central News Agency reported, especially over the last past year, Beijing has stepped up its campaign against the island. Beijing has stepped up its campaign against the island, threatening multinational cooperation which mentioned Taiwan as a separate from China. Beijing has stepped up its campaign against the island, threatening multinational corporations which mention Taiwan as separate from China because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Another recent event, Mainland Affairs Council Minister Chen told overseas Taiwanese not to believe in China's measure supposedly favoring Taiwanese business people, students, residents. Another recent event, the Mainland Affairs Council Minister Chen told the overseas Taiwanese not to believe in China's measures supposedly favoring the Taiwanese government, Taiwanese business people, students, residents. The so-called incentive form of part of China's usual attempt to covering up its mainland. China reported covering up its intention. China might think the one country, two system formula is a sign of goodwill towards Taiwan, but opinion on the island would disagree because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Why all of Taiwan needs transitional justice to work. Taiwan News. Transitional justice is back in the news this week after the Transitional Justice Commissioner published his biannual report, which makes various recommendations, the majority of which seems immensely essential. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. However, the problem is that yet again, the debate has descended into the party political, recurring with KMT accusing Commission of dancing to DPP political tune and seeking to make petty political points. Transitional justice about people. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There are many survivors here from this year of Taiwan military regime who are still living with the physical emotional scar of what went through at all times. These are people of all political persuasion that deserve the respect of Taiwanese politicians and people for the proper and independent transition justice to be implemented. A global anti-Chinese communism alliance will resist misleading, distorted copyism. Taiwan News. The U.S. Senate Committee on Foreign Relations on March 13 organized a hearing under the title A New Approach for an Era of U.S.-China Competition to review and discuss new policies to meet the rising challenge from China. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Conflict between the United States and China is impossible to avoid, and the expert at the meeting also advocated the U.S. should establish a global alliance to resist China's illegal action. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Because China is good at illegally using Chinese business, enthusiastic young students, spies, and opportunities to fake, fool, bully, incite, pressure, as well as using money, women to seduce. afraid to control official business people, academics, people of other country in order to obtain illegal objects. And so more countries are becoming aware of the threat and started to offer resistance to China because I am a Taiwanese. Taiwanese must reconsider before accepting Chinese ID cards. Chinese Communist Party is perhaps the only organization which still thinks is going to be able to win over the Taiwanese people through the Hearts and the Mind campaign. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There have been many clumsy efforts to try to lose the support of the Taiwanese people, although in more recent times, they have evolved from political and ideological propaganda to blunt economic blackmail. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The most recent example is the 31 incentive which was announced earlier this year. The data already shows that these have had next to no effect on Taiwanese people perception of China or number willing to move there. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But still, the CCP will keep on trying. And the latest attempt involved offering Taiwanese people the Chinese ID cards, along with people from Hong Kong, Macau. Those Taiwanese people living in China for more than 6 months can apply for these cards. The incentives are obvious. Holding ID cards will give them access to a range of public services which they cannot use at the moment. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. However, there are risks involved in taking up such card. The CCP always uses such card to monitor the population, and likelihood is that by taking up ID card, Taiwanese people will be subjecting themselves to CCP surveillance and potentially even their deeply sinister social credit system. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The cards are also flagrant attempt to force Taiwanese citizens to toe the line as well. The CCP judges that they are, if the CCP judges that they are pose a threat to the country, in which the CCP lingo means pose a threat to the party, the card be revoked, as well as access to the service that comes with it. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. These cards are also a flagrant attempt to force Taiwanese citizens to toe the line as well. If the CCP judges that they pose a threat to the country, in which CCP lingo means pose a threat to the party, the card will be revoked, as well as will access to the services that come with. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Obviously, Posing a threat to CCP in China carries much more severe consequences, as the like of Li Nenqing can attest. The implication of asserting a Chinese ID card. The CCP claims the interest in the new ID card has been high. Few CCP statistics stand up to scrutinize, but a spokesman for the Taiwan Affairs Office said there had been 22,000 applications from Taiwanese so far. The number is likely much lower, but the fact that there are any applicants is a concern. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. By accepting that China has a right to issue ID cards to Taiwanese citizens in the same way it does to people from Hong Kong and Macau. These people are technically accepting the China's sovereignty claims over Taiwan are valid. So by accepting that China has a right to issue ID cards to Taiwanese citizens in the same way it does to people from Hong Kong and Macau, and these people are technically accepting that China's sovereignty claims over Taiwan are valid. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. From a Taiwanese perspective, it is completely unacceptable for citizens to accept such a claim from a country so openly hostile to Taiwan, and one which poses the single greatest threat to Taiwanese national security. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. From a Taiwanese perspective, it is completely unacceptable for citizens to accept such a claim from a country so openly hostile to Taiwan, and one which poses the single greatest threat to Taiwanese security. No doubt, those people, they do apply will justify it by claiming that it's financially beneficial or convenient to do so. But that is not good enough. You are handling your country greatest for a huge propaganda coup by doing so. At the same time, you are undermining both your country, government, and sovereignty. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Under the U.S. law, did the U.S. allow people to accept citizenship in Soviet Union during the Cold War and then just watch back home whenever they feel like it? No, they did not. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The simple reason for this was that they could not trust such people not to pose a threat to national security. The same concept applies in this case too. Yes, Taiwanese people should have the right to live and work in China if they so choose. There are even some potential benefit to Taiwan in this arrangement, but to accept Chinese ID card is completely unacceptable, as it undermines the interests of their country. Yes, Taiwanese people should have the right to live and work in China if they choose so. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. There are even some potential benefit to Taiwan in this arrangement, but to accept a Chinese ID card is completely unacceptable. But to accept a Chinese ID card is unacceptable, as it undermines the interests of their country. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. A choice to make. Taiwanese people living in China cannot have it both ways. They cannot fall to the CCP agenda when it suits them, then come back to enjoy the freedom and liberty of Taiwan when they feel like it. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. And the reason they cannot is that some will undoubtedly pose a threat to those freedom. They have a choice to make. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. And if they choose to accept the Chinese ID card, and with it, the Chinese claim of sovereignty of Taiwan, then it's absolutely right that they should forego the Taiwanese citizenship as a result. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Taiwanese people living in China cannot be both ways. They cannot fall into the CPP agenda when it suits them, and then come back to enjoy the freedom and liberty of Taiwan when they feel like it. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. And the reason they cannot is that some will undoubtedly pose a threat to those freedom. They have a choice to make. If they choose to accept Chinese ID card, and we did, Chinese claim of the sovereignty of the Taiwan, then it's absolutely right that they should forego the Taiwanese citizenship as a result. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It is therefore encouraging to see the legislatures are already proposing just such a law. DPP legislature Wang has tabled an amendment to the act governing relationship between the people of Taiwan and the mainland area, which would revoke Taiwanese citizenship for anyone who takes up a Chinese ID card. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. I am a Taiwanese. Wang's proposal would, however, allow people to have their citizenship restored if they gave up the Chinese ID card. But there is a discussion that Xu proposed would allow household registration to be unfrozen. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But it is, however, questionable whether such people should be trusted. However, it's questionable whether such people should be trusted to return to full Taiwanese citizenship and rights automatically. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But it is, however, questionable whether such people should be trusted to return to full Taiwanese citizenship and rights automatically. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. If such a move to be allowed at all, it should surely involve a transitional period to ensure that the individual in question does not pose any sort of threat to Taiwan national security. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. If such a move to be allowed at all, it should be surely involve a transitional period to ensure that the individual in question does not pose any sort of threat to Taiwanese national security. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. While it is important for Taiwan's government not to be seen as a deterrent and shutting the door on people who merely want to move to China to earn money, to support their families, or to progress their career, they do have to act in a national interest. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It seems the law which will revoke citizenship but create a transitional process where people can earn it back if they can prove it. They are not a threat to national security would be in everyone's best interest. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It seems a law which would revoke citizenship but create a transitional process where people can earn it back, if they can prove it, if they can prove they're not a threat to national security, would be everyone's best interest. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Taiwan needs to uphold the rights of its citizens, but it's important not to lose sight of the fact that China is the single biggest threat to peace. national sovereignty, and the basic right of Taiwanese people. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Taiwan needs to uphold its rights of its citizens, but it's important not to lose sight of the fact that China is the single biggest threat to peace, national sovereignty, and the basic right of Taiwanese people. And if Taiwanese people choose to accept the Chinese ID card, and therefore the sovereignty claims over Taiwan, they cannot be allowed to just come back to Taiwan as if nothing else has happened, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. And if Taiwanese people choose to accept the Chinese ID card, and therefore the sovereignty claims over Taiwan, they cannot allow to just come back to Taiwan as if nothing has happened, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. U.S. senators proposed Taiwan Assurance Act to counter Chinese aggression. Taiwan News. The 6 Republicans and Democratic U.S. senators on Tuesday proposed a bill that could strengthen Washington's ties with Taiwan and amid increased aggression against the island with nation by Chinese Communist China, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The U.S. Democrats' Foreign Relations wants to put forth the Taiwan Assurance Act to boost the ties between U.S. and Taiwan and increase its participation in international community. The top Republican on the House of Representative Foreign Affairs, Representative Michael, plans to introduce a campaign legislation in the House designed to counter Beijing's increasing military menace against Taiwan. Designed to counter Beijing's increasing military menace against Taiwan, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The bill calls for supporting of Taiwan a symmetric defense strategy, transferring weapons to Taiwan on a regular basis, including Taiwan in military exercises, signing a free trade agreement between the two countries, advocating Taiwan participation in international organizations, and reviewing State Department guidelines for Taiwan, among the other measures. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The bill is designed to counter Beijing's increasing military menace against Taiwan. The bill calls for submitting Taiwan asymmetric defense strategy. Taiwan asymmetric defense strategy, transferring weapons to Taiwan on a regular basis, including Taiwan in military exercises, signing a free trade agreement between the two countries, advocating Taiwan's participation in international organizations, and reviewing State Department guidelines for Taiwan, among other measures. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Mendes emphasized the importance of maintaining Taiwan diplomatic position, increasing ties with the country. As we mark the 40th anniversary of Taiwan relations, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It's critical that Congress speak with one voice about the importance of maintaining Taiwan's diplomatic space, deepening our ties with Taipei, and ensuring the people of Taiwan have a voice in determining their own future. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. As we mark the 40th anniversary of the Taiwan relation, it's critical that Congress speak with one voice about the importance of maintaining Taiwan's diplomatic space, depending on our ties with Taipei, and assuring the people of Taiwan have a voice in determining their own future. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The United States must continue to enhance strategic relationship with Taipei against an aggressive China. Taiwan is an important democratic partner whose security is critical to advancing American national security interests in Indo-Pacific. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Mendes emphasized the importance of maintaining Taiwan's diplomatic position, increasingly ties with the country. As we mark the 40th anniversary of Taiwan Relation Act, it is critical that the Congress speak with one voice about the importance of maintaining Taiwan's diplomatic space, deepening our ties with Taipei, ensuring the people of Taiwan have a voice in determining their own future. Because I am a Taiwanese. Because I am a Taiwanese. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The United States must continue to enhance our strategic relationship with Taiwan against increasing aggressive China. Taiwan is an important democratic partner whose security is critical to advancing American national security interests in Indo-Pacific. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Colton said the new bill is designed to send a strong message to China. Taiwan is a vital democratic partner of the United States. 40 years after Taiwan Relation Act was signed into the law, our bilateral ties should reflect this reality. These restrictions would deepen bilateral security, economic, and cultural relations, while also sending a message that China's aggressive cross-strait behavior will not be tolerated. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. China's growing aggression against Taiwan makes US-Taiwan relationship more important than ever. 40 years after Taiwan Relation Act was passed, it will improve our relation and strategic partner. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Designed to counter Beijing's increasing military menace against Taiwan, the bill calls for supporting Taiwan's asymmetrical defense and strategic transferring of weapons to Taiwan on a regular basis, including military exercise, signing a free trade agreement between the two countries, and advocating Taiwan participation in international organization and revealing the State Department guidance for Taiwan, among the other measures. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. United States must continue to ensure our strategic relationship with Taiwan against any increasing aggressive China. Because Taiwan is an important democratic partner whose security is critical to advancing American national security interests to the Indo-Pacific. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. The CCP claims their interest in new ID cards have been high. Few CCP status stand up to security, but a spokesman for Taiwanese affairs said that there have been 22,000 applications from Taiwanese citizens so far. The number is likely much lower, but the fact that any applicant is a concern. But accepting that China has a right to issue ID cards to Taiwanese citizens in the same way it does to people from Hong Kong and Macau. Those people are technically accepting China's sovereignty claims over Taiwan are valid. From a Taiwanese perspective, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese, it's completely unacceptable for citizens to accept such a claim from a country so openly hostile to Taiwan. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese, and one which poses the single threat to Taiwanese national security because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. No doubt, those people that do apply will justify it by claiming that it's financially beneficial or convenient to do so. But that's not good enough because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. You are handling your country's greatest foe, a huge propaganda coup, by doing so. At the same time, you undermine both your country and the government sovereignty because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. See, did the US allow people to accept citizenship in Soviet Union during the Cold War and then just was back from the home when they feel like it? No, they did not. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. And the simple reason for this was that they could not trust such people could not pose a threat to national security. Yes, Taiwanese people should have the right to live and work in China if they choose so. There are even some potential benefit for Taiwan in this arrangement, but to accept Chinese ID card is completely unacceptable, as it undermines the interests of their country. It is because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Taiwanese people living in China cannot have it both ways. They cannot flaunt the CCP agenda when it suits them, and then come back to enjoy the freedom and liberty of Taiwan when they feel like it, because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. And the reason they cannot is that some will undoubtedly pose a threat to those freedom because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. So they have to make a choice. If they choose to accept Chinese ID card, and with it, Chinese claim of sovereignty of Taiwan, that is absolutely right that they should forgo the Taiwanese citizenship as a result because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It is therefore encouraging to see that legislatures are always proposing such as a law. So DPP Legislation 1 established an amendment to the Act of Governing Residential Relations between the people of Taiwan area and mainland area, which will revoke Taiwanese citizenship for anyone who take up Chinese ID card because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. Another legislation issue has proposed that any Taiwanese citizen who take up Chinese ID cards should have the household registration in Taiwan frozen or expunged because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. This would mean the individual will lose access to the loss of public service rights in Taiwan because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. One's proposal would, however, allow people to have the citizenship restored if they gave up the Chinese ID card. While there's a discussion, the proposal should also allow house registration to be unfrozen because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. But it's however questionable whether such people should be trusted to return to full Taiwan citizenship, the rights automatically because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. If such a move is to be allowed at all, it should be surveyed, it will surely involve a transitional period to ensure the individual in question does not pose any sort of threat to Taiwanese national security because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. While it's important for Taiwan government not to be seen as a deterrent and shutting the door on people who merely wants it to move to China to earn money to support their family or progress their career, they have to act in the national interest because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese. It seems that the law which will revoke citizenship but create a transition process where people can earn back if they can prove they're not a threat to national security would be everyone's best interest because I am a Taiwanese. I am a Taiwanese. Taiwan needs to uphold the rights of its citizens, but it's important not to lose the sight of the fact that China is the simple biggest threat to the peace, national sovereignty, and the basic right of the Taiwanese people. Because I am a Taiwanese, I am a Taiwanese.